Today, I am talking to the founder of one of my all-time favorite organic beauty brands, and that's Green People. Hi, Charlotte. It is such a thrill to speak to you because when I started Ageless, you were one of the very, very first people I spoke to. And I remember us meeting in a little restaurant somewhere, and I didn't know how to work it. I barely spoke. But I'm such an admirer of Green People because they really are a hugely groundbreaking organic brand.
Thank you for inviting me. It's been a long journey. Started out in 1994, and I came to the UK from Denmark. Was very determined to get into organic skincare. I was having a lovely range of products, but I wanted a certification. So I went to the Soil Association, and they said we've no interest in making standards right now, but maybe one time in the future. So I kept banging on the door, and 5 years later, got a fax in 1999, and I was a part of the committee to actually write the standards. So in 2002, the
Yeah.
Soil Association was the first certification body in the world that had
Wow.
standards for organic health and beauty products.
That's huge, Charlotte. That's absolutely huge. So, of course, the Soil Association was only certifying foods organic. And you're saying that you had the idea that they should certify beauty products as well. So you were instrumental in starting this whole thing. And Green People was the first company to be certified organic by the Soil Association.
Yeah, it's been a long story, but and a lovely journey, to be honest.
That is really incredible. And I didn't realize that. I knew you were one of the first. And because and it's funny, and I know you wanted to do this. I think you mentioned 1994 or something. And it was literally at that time that I decided I wanted to use organic things on my face because I'd been
Mhm.
eating organically, and I thought, well, what's the point of putting all these chemicals on my face if I'm eating organically? And there was nothing out there. There was the lovely Neal's Yard, but I was scrabbling to find things. And as soon as Green People came out, I absolutely pounced on them because I was so thrilled that there were these lovely and beautiful smelling products. They always smelled so uplifting and lovely and natural, that lovely fresh smell, which I think is so important in a product.
Obviously have over 150 formulations, so we do a scent-free range for people that can't tolerate essential oils.
Right.
But you can tolerate essential oils. Essential oils is not only about the scent experience, but they also have a function on the skin.
Yes.
So I'm much in favor of that. And the H2 5 range, which is very close to my heart,
I love the Age
uh,
Defy range.
uh, it obviously has this spa-like scent, which I really enjoy, and I hope the customers enjoy as well.
Um, and so why is it so important, do you think, to have organic products on our face? Why is it as important as eating organically, do you think?
If you think about when you eat something with chemicals in, it's obviously not a good idea, but at least you've got a detoxifying system, which is your liver, two healthy kidneys, and you'll be able to get rid of the majority. But when you apply anything to the skin, up to 60% penetrates straight through into the bloodstream and circulates and ends up stored in your organs. So
Wow.
it will burden you. So one has to be mindful that it's not only what you eat, it's everything, what you inhale, what you touch, and what you put on your skin.
So that
And
that
and
is amazing. That's
uh,
up to 60% can be absorbed into your system.
uh,
So yeah, and that was exactly my thinking. And that's why when I started my ageless site 12 years ago, one of the first products that I featured on my site was Green People. And I remember us meeting at that time. So I have fond memories of that. and I've used the Green People products on and off. But I also wanted to talk to you today because you have a very exciting new product.
Yes.
That
Yeah,
is,
I think you got it.
I've got it here.
Yeah.
It's an organic retinal booster serum. So you know, we all, as we get older, as you know, we lose so much collagen. And the number one kind of product to boost collagen is a retinoid, but they can be very, very hard to tolerate. So now this is a retinal and it's meant to be non-irritating. So can you explain to us what a retinal is and why it's non-irritating?
So just going a step back, it's obviously a part of the vitamin A family. You've got retinol with an O, and
Yes.
then you've got retinal with an A. For a retinol to be the active form, you have two steps. And the first step is an enzyme, which is, I would call the aging enzyme. It's called in short NAD+.
Yes,
NAD+.
NAD plus, a big buzzword right now.
Yeah, and we unfortunately get less and less of it as we get older. When you're 20, you've got plenty. When you're 50, you have half, and it gets even worse when you get to my advanced state, the towards two. So what does it do? What does this mean? It means that if you are over 20, maybe 30, 40, 50, you need to use more and more retinol to get it to convert into these two steps. Retinol will convert into retinal, and this is the product we are launching. And retinal will then, by oxygen from the air, absorb through the skin after it's been converted to
Right,
retinoic acid.
right.
So we're skipping a step, and that actually means that you can use a much lower strength of retinol than retinol
Right.
because you are one step ahead of the game,
Right.
and it is up to 11 times more effective, and it doesn't create the same amount of sensitivities. So
Wow.
it's amazing. It's a lovely.
Well, why isn't everybody doing this then?
That there are
You think?
actually a few companies that are doing this, but our formula is much more than just retinol, because what I wanted was to create the product that will be the all singing and dancing. So it has hyaluronic acid in, it got base oils, precious rosewood, pomegranate, and so on, and it will cocoon your skin and support the barrier function. And the essential oils will give you a spa-like experience. But the essential oils are not only there for the scent, they are there to help support your skin. So it helps to regenerate your skin, it helps with anti-inflammatory problems and so on. So you get a product that has it all, and it feels like a treat, really nice treat
Yes,
when you
yes.
put it on in the evening.
So I haven't had a chance to use this yet. I have used retinoids before. I have to be very careful because I am one of those people that my skin becomes extremely irritated by it. But I have now tried a couple of very gentle ones and I seem to be okay. So I can't wait to try this because also, especially the fact that it's organic, because I personally have not come across an organic retinol before. So what do you use? Where do you get your retinol from that makes it
Yeah.
organic?
So we have sourced an ingredient which actually was discovered in salt lakes. It is called Halobacterium salinarium. Halo means light, and salinarium, it's the first part of it is like salt. So this little friend has helped itself to protect against salt, heat, UV light, and everything. We're obviously not digging up the salt
Yeah,
and
yeah.
trying to extract it. So it's all done by fermentation in a lab. And what happens is that it will protect itself with a membrane that's called a purple membrane. This membrane is proteins, made up of protein parts, and that is where you extract the retinol. So the
Right.
retinol is 100% natural ingredients. It's sustainable. It is vegan. It is suitable for a certified product like our Cosmos certified products,
Yeah.
certified by Soil Association.
That is incredible. I wonder if there are any other organic versions out there, because I haven't come across them. Um, so that's fantastic. And how can you just tell people how you would use it? So, I mean, I always use a retinol at night. Would you suggest using it at night?
So you should never ever use it during the daytime, because what it does, it speeds up cell turnover. So it's not like an exfoliator, but the cell turnover will just mean that you get fresh new cells up to your skin cells, and they need to be protected. So next day, always apply UV filter.
Yeah, it's very important just to say that you should always use an SPF every day when you're using a retinol. And also just to say that, obviously we lose tons of collagen as we get older, starting from our 20s. And by the time you're in your 60s, you've lost most of your collagen. So the number one product to help boost collagen production is going to be a retinoid of some description.
Exactly.
So it is a very good product to have, and it's really great that you've created one. So would you think that most people will be able to tolerate this?
Yeah, you obviously need to be mindful that there are people that react to essential oils, and this
So
product
this does have essential oils in it?
it has essential oils because
Right,
they are there for function, but
right,
they are also there for the spa-like feel.
right.
And it is a product that we have had dermatologically tested, so it's actually clinically proven to be suitable for sensitive skin. But that doesn't mean that if you react to
Yeah.
essential oils that you can use it. But 99% of the population will be able to use it
Yes,
without any
well, that's
problem.
great. And it's funny with essential oils because I can tolerate pretty much anything, well, other than a heavy retinoid. But I have in my life occasionally, just randomly, um, I have reacted to an essential oil, even though sometimes I don't seem to. So people do have to be careful with that. But it sounds lovely. And now normally I would apply a facial oil over my retinol. Do you need to with this? Is it
No, you don't
nourishing?
need to you don't need to apply anything else because it has a hyaluronic acid that counteracts any drying effects that any vitamin A will have, whether it's retinol or retinal. They have a slightly drying effect on the skin. So this is cocooned in the hyaluronic acid and the base oils, where one of the heavier oils will counteract that problem. So what we have is a combination of 5 base oils and shea butter, and they are formulated in a way that the fatty acid profile is just perfect. So it doesn't feel heavy on the skin, absorbs nicely, but it sort of locks in the hydration from the
Right.
hyaluronic acid.
Right. Great. But you could if you wanted to, but you don't have
You
to.
can, if you want to, you can, but
Yeah.
always make sure it soaks in first. It needs to be absorbed. And the best way to get a product to be absorbed, it is actually by tapping the skin. If
Ah,
you tap the skin, you're stimulating the
rather than
blood
rubbing it in.
circulation. Yeah,
Ah,
so don't the rubbing is should never be done. It's a matter of tapping, tapping, tapping.
right. Oh, interesting. And how much would you use? So it's a little dropper. So do you
You
just
use 1 to 2 drops. Is obviously you need to make sure that the dropper is sucking up all the
right?
product, but one
Oh,
to two drops is enough. And remember this part, which I'm
yeah.
mindful of, will get worse and worse when I get into my
Yes,
70s.
get the neck, the good old neck. Oh, that does smell heavenly. Oh, such a
It is
lovely smell.
lovely.
Yes, and it's got yes, it's thicker. I thought it was going
It
to be
has,
very thin, but
but
it's
it
it
has a
actually
silky.
it feels quite smoothing and hydrating actually. Oh, and the smell, I do love this about your products, actually. They all smell so nice. Although for people who can't tolerate essential oils, you do have a sensitive range, don't you?
Oh yes, we have a really large sensitive range that our customers are loving, but it's not only a range if you have sensitive skin, it's a range if you decide to go into organic and you want to use it within the whole family, it
Yes.
might be the one to go to for the other half and the teenager or whatever is in your
Yes.
household.
Yeah, so it's got no essential oils in and
Yeah,
no perfume of any
exactly.
kind.
Yeah.
Yes. Lovely. Well, I can't wait to try this, I have to say. This is definitely next on my list of things to try. Um, Charlotte, thanks so much for coming on and showing it to us and talking to us. And if you have anything else come up, we want you back.
I'll keep you posted.
Okay.
Thank you
Thank
so
you.
much. Have a lovely day.
Thank you.
Bye.